What's up, fam? What's up? It is dark. Hold on, that's better. What up, fam? So, I'm blacked out. Set my shoes. And it's my birthday today. I'm 25 years young today. 25 years young. For a lot of people, it's like a mark. You know, 25. Some people say you should have your shit together. You should have this. Man, I listen to my intuition. And today we're gonna hit some chest. With that being said, I'm excited to get back on this shit. Get back on this grind and hit a workout. So, I'll see you at the gym, fam. You know, looking back at my life, man, I'll tell you one thing, man, I love bodybuilding, man, yeah. And it's just like, you know, as you go through life, man, you kind of tend to find out what your passion is, what you like to do, man. But what also tends to happen as you go through life is your drive, and then you gotta move, is that, dude, you'll meet people that kind of put your passion to the side, or like won't really support you and won't really see what you see, man. And like, after 25 years, man, I've realized that, you know, you will have people who really don't believe in what you want to do because they can't see the vision you have in your mind. And that's huge, man. Like, understand, you see things different than the person next to you. You see things that you feel like you have the potential for, while the other person next to you might not see that they can do it. So of course they're gonna tell you, no, you can't do that, because they're judging what you're trying to do by what they think they can do. I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned, man. Is that just because they think they can't do it, doesn't mean you can't fucking do it. Am I gonna get that parking spot? Oh my fucking, no I'm not, fuck me. Just because they can't do it doesn't mean you can't fucking do it, man. And, you know, I've put bodybuilding on the side. I've been putting bodybuilding to the side because of certain people, certain things, and I realized one thing, man, that's what I fucking love to do, man. A picture popped up, I'll put it up. And I'm like, damn, when I turned 20 years old, I remember I told myself that, you know, and I wanted to be Mr. Olympia at one point in my life. And when I was 20 years old, I told myself, yo, I got 10 years to make my fucking dreams come true. And at the bottom of the caption it said, you know where to find me today. And of course I was going to the gym. So life will get hard, and I can understand where adults, people who are in the like late 20s, early 30s, start really kind of letting go of their dreams. Start letting go of the things they really wanted to do, because now they're thinking of security. They're thinking of, they see the people around them. You start seeing people around you getting a house, getting a car, start building a family. And then you start thinking to yourself, shit, everyone's doing this. Like, I must be doing something wrong. So I gotta figure things out. So you tend to try to like reach for things that are close by just so you can kind of fit in. At least that's what's been happening to me. I've been seeing some people in my life achieve things, and I'm not really where they are, and they're not putting anything on me. It always comes back to yourself. What are you saying to yourself? So my advice to you is, if you have a dream, fucking hold on to that shit. Hold on to that shit like for dear life, because it will slowly slip away if you listen to the people around you. You have to trust yourself, man. Just like Arnold trusted himself. Will Smith, these great people. Listen to what they have to say. Not always the people around you. Listen to people who have made it and their mentality. And you'll start realizing their mentality is way different than what the people around you. So, let's go get this workout, man. Alright, what's up? So, I'm already sweating. I spent about 5 to 8 minutes in the sauna just to, I got it from Spencer, and it truthfully makes everything so much better, because if you're wearing a lot of clothes, like not a lot of clothes, like sweats or jacket, and you start getting hot, it contains the heat. And usually gyms like LA Fitness are really cold, so it's gonna take a little bit for your muscles to get nice and warm. It also helps you prevent injury. So sauna 5 to 8 minutes, move around your joints, especially your shoulders, your rotator cuff, before you get into presses and just because again, rotator cuff injuries, like one of the most common injuries, rotator cuff, because they're not warmed up. So we're gonna do some chest today. Let's go.
So I want you to pay close attention to what I'm doing right here. I'm constantly rotating my shoulders, going in and out, opening up my chest, constantly stretching. This is called dynamic stretching. It's not where you just hold it. I stretch everything. I'm moving around, and then I sit down, make sure my hands are placed where they need to be, and right here it's just small reps. You know, I'm just going for the contraction. I'm seeing how my shoulders are feeling, how my chest is feeling, how my wrists are feeling, how my upper body is feeling for this workout. And that's where you realize, am I warming up yet? What do I need to do? Can I go heavy today? You know, so these are all things going through my mind as I'm doing this easy, light warm-up. And that's what I recommend you do to feel that mind-muscle connection. You'll see at times I'm closing my eyes just to, again, focus more on the muscle that I want to work. This is the chest. So on this one here, I want to point out how after that set, I've kind of felt my shoulder really wasn't warm, my shoulder rotator cuff. So I got a 5 and I started doing my natural or normal routine of warming up my rotator cuff. And you can tell I already put my belt on. The reason for the belt for me is to keep my core tight, really. You know, other than that, it's just, you know, I just like it to remind me, keep my core tight. And over here again, I'm doing my warm up, which I highly recommend you do before any shoulder and chest workout, because that's what you're going to use your rotator cuff. Alright, so now we added some weight. Again, you see me how I lean back. I'm not just sitting straight up. I lean back. I'm pinching my traps. That way I can get more exposure for my upper chest. You know, so as you can tell, this weight is not that heavy, but I'm going all the way down and I'm going all the way up. And I'm making sure that I'm breathing. That's such an important part. Breathe on the way down, exhale on the way up. Hold it there, feel it. The entire time you want to make sure you're hitting that upper chest, because this is incline. And you want to push and push and push. Alright fam, this is probably one of the most important things I can want you to take away from this video, is right here. I'm doing a pose called the most muscular. I'm squeezing my chest, getting more blood flow, tearing more muscle fibers right after that set. I'm telling you, it will make a huge difference in your chest. And right here now we have the last set, so we have another 45 on each side and a 10. And again, we're going to give it all we got. And I'm going to let the music take over from here. Let's go.
Alright, so after the presses, what's helped me out and honestly developing my chest, especially the width and the shape of my chest, is hitting flies right after a press. So if it's a flat dumbbell bench press, I'm gonna hit flat dumbbell flies. If it's an incline, I'll hit incline flies. But right now I'm actually gonna do flat from an incline. Instead of going from like incline to a decline or a flat bench and just really exhausting my chest, what I've seen the better results lately is press, fly, then pullovers. Alright, so this is the flies.
Okay, so now on the flies, as you can tell, I'm using 30s. You know, before I used to start off at 20s until I realized if you bend your elbows just like I'm doing now, instead of keeping your arms straight out, you're going to actually put more stress on your chest instead of your front delt. I used to get a lot of pain in my front delt doing these exercises because I just was doing it incorrectly. Now that I put my elbows down, as you can tell, all the stress and stretch goes towards my chest and not much of my shoulders, which allows me to go heavier and build more muscle that way. So as you can tell, I go all the way up in a squeeze. One of the biggest part of this is going all the way up and squeezing.
Another thing too, I've definitely gotten a lot stronger on flies just because I've been doing them. I used to start with 20s, then go up to 30s. Now I'm going to 30s and probably going up to 40s, 45s. It makes a big difference. But remember, don't go all the way out here. Bend the elbow. Bend the elbow, that way you can get a better, you don't stretch your shoulders as much, all right? Alright, so flies were good, my chest is feeling good. I went up to 50s. Again, the tempo, you know, nice on the way down, even slow on the way up. The more tension you can have on that muscle, the better. So now I was gonna hit up decline on the machine, but it's taken. So you know what, I decided, you know what, let's do some barbell flat bench. A lot of people are opposed to barbell flat bench because pec tears and whatnot, but the way I look at it, this is my third exercise. I'm really warm. My chest is pretty exhausted, but we're gonna continue to push. But I can't go super heavy because my chest has already been pre-exhausted from the incline and the flies. So I don't really need to go that heavy, which helps me prevent injury. So with that being said, let's just go. Start with the 135.
Okay, so here, my advice on the grip. Usually I put my middle finger or my ring finger on the second little free space that's not with a thread. Again, I am more like an elbows out guy, and not so much as elbows in. And everyone's different. You just have to figure out, does it hurt less when you do elbows in, or does it hurt less when your elbows out? You know, for me, it was a little bit of kind of both sometimes, depending how my body is feeling that way. And again, same tempo, nice and slow on the way down, and explode on the way up.
Where do I position my hands? So the little strip right here, I either put my middle finger or my ring finger. If I put my middle finger, I want to go a little wider. If I put my ring finger, I want to go a little shorter. The reason I try to go a little wider is because I don't want my tricep to be so dominant. So I put the middle finger on the strip right here, and I press. I bring it down underneath my chest, not on my chest, underneath my chest. Now for the elbows, sometimes I flare them out, sometimes I bring them in. If I bring them in too much, it hurts my wrist. That's just me personally. So with the elbows, you gotta see which one works best for you. If you go wide, it might hurt your shoulder. If you go close in, it might not hurt your wrist. But you have to test yourself and see what works best for you. But those are two ways that you can do it. So let's go up, see how we do.
All right, on the bar, fam, we got 185. I put my wrist straps on, and let's get at it.
So I killed my wrist. I don't think I'm gonna stop here because it's killing my wrist. I have a bad wrist. Got 7. Yeah, 185. A little heavy. My chest is a little fried, so either I'm gonna go down or I'm gonna stop, but I'll decide in a bit.
So here, you know what? I decided to go to flat bench dumbbell presses. Dumbbells are better for you in my opinion because you have more free range of motion. So watch. Much more free range of motion. To me personally, it doesn't hurt my wrist. Here I went heavy. I went straight for the 85s, and you can tell they're pretty heavy for me. But I'm going all the way down, nice and smooth on the way down, and up, all the way up, and pressing, squeezing my chest. Not just trying to get it up there. I'm trying to squeeze my chest and give it everything I got. And they were heavy. And again, here I go, right there. Squeezing the chest together, even bringing my shoulders in, doing that most muscular pose. I'm over here smiling because I absolutely love this part because it's so hard. You're out of breath after this, but you get a massive pump with this.
Alright, so now I really don't have a spotter, so I'm gonna go for the 85s again and see if I can get like, I got 6 or 7 last time, so I'm gonna go for 6 or 7 again, see how we do. With that being said, Dumbbells feel a lot better than the barbell, way better on my wrist. So sometimes you gotta feel it out. Let's go next set.
Well, there goes my head, but still enjoy it. Alright guys, like I said, from press right into a fly, and here we got cable flies. Again, notice the elbows, notice the stretch in that chest. Here I'm going from the medium height, so medium level, not all. So the handles aren't all the way up, they're not all the way down. They're right at probably like eye level. And I got this from Phil Heath because he says it targets kind of the entire chest, and it's a lot harder than when the handles are all the way up. And you have to keep your core nice and contracted. Again, I like it a lot. You can tell in my face. I'm just giving it everything I got. As soon as I'm done, right into the pose. And if you don't believe me with this, look at Jeremy Bundia. He does this so much right after he's done doing a set. Hani Rambon is his coach, and you can tell how much more his chest has grown from doing things like that. Again, old school bodybuilders posed after every set. That's how they became great posers, and they achieved the bodies they achieved. Posing in between sets is everything.
I'm going to teach you guys a pose that I do that I saw from Arnold in Pumping Iron after he does the cable crossovers. Again, you have to start from the toes and up all the way to the chest. Don't just do your chest. A pose starts from your feet all the way up to your upper body. So watch. Toes. Toes, turn, hands, here, squeeze your chest. So you're gonna pull this in, pull, Alright fam, so this is probably the most old school, one of the most old school exercises that I'll sit here in the gym for 4 or 5 hours and I won't see one single person do it. And it's because it's been a lost exercise and people don't do this shit. And they wonder why their chest isn't growing. If you guessed it by now, it's pullovers. My favorite thing for chest. Yeah, rib cage. Let's go. I'm gonna show you. There's 2 different ways to do it. I'm gonna do it the way this. Less stress on your back.
Okay, so over here I'm starting off with 60. 60 is like always my base, you know, stretch and feel how everything's feeling. So over here, again, the minute I go down, I bend my elbows to the side. I don't keep my elbows straight. Again, that's gonna put a lot of stress on your front delts. My head is hanging off the edge of the bench. I'm coming down, stretching those lats. You see those lats, but most importantly, as I come all the way up, squeeze the middle of your chest like as if you're doing a fly. Nice stretch, nice stretch, up, and squeeze the front of that chest, because this is a back and chest workout. It's a back workout right here on the stretch, pulling with your lats, and it's a chest workout when you come up and squeeze. And again, I'm also squeezing my abs. Remember that.
Make sure you hang your head off. You bend your elbows when you go back. And when you're up front, squeeze to get the middle. Alright? Alright, so after pullovers, hold on. So after pullovers, finish off every single workout with at least 100 decline sit-ups. Okay? At least every single workout. And if you do that every single workout, after about 67 days, you create a habit. Meaning you're gonna do it without thinking twice about it. That's how I am now. At the end of my workout, I know I have to do 100 sit-ups, so no ifs, ands, or buts. It takes me 5 minutes, and I had to work my way up to that. So I do one set of 50, one set of 25, and one set of 20, and I knock it out, okay? And after a while, you start developing some results from that, all right?
All right, so Arnold would call these Romanian sit-ups. And the thing is, with here, you see me, I don't go all the way down. What I do is I keep the tension on my abs the entire time, and this is why I personally like it. And ever since I saw him do that in a video, I've always done these, and they've given me really good results, especially working my lower abs. And yeah, so again, I knock out 50 in the first set, 25 in the second set, and 25 in the last set.
What a banger, man. What a workout. That was really good, actually. Good pump, good flow. I'm feeling full because I had a good amount of meals in me. Not just today, but yesterday. So I'm telling you, when you actually eat your meals the day before, it's not always about the day of. It's actually the day before, because Jay Cutler talked about it. You know, how you prepare the day before for you, it will affect the workout the next day. So I try to get at least 5-6 meals in me the day before, and then 2 meals before the workout. Beautiful pump. With that being said, we're gonna head home. Might end the video here, might not, so let's see what's up.